just to make sure that it's here. So we are going to take out our Major Arcana card and our aces. And the aces can be mixed in. Now, I don't know if you guys are getting notified on the new videos, but you want to listen to the kings. And then we're at 13, so death, and going to the world card. So, oh my God. Almost through the whole thing. Makes me want to cry. I gotta put my chat up. And if anyone has any questions while we're waiting, we still have a couple minutes before we get started. So if you do have any questions. Awesome.
I'd actually like to know, how are we doing the Celtic Cross reading?
Okay, well, we're going to do that tonight. And I'll go through
okay.
it. Does it not have the 1 to 11 on it?
Yeah, I don't mean like the layout, but I'm just wondering how you're going to have us do it for your review. Like,
oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I get what you mean. It's just going to be a reading for someone. So there is still a second part to the workbook. Like you'll get the Major Arcana workbook, and on the back of it is an interpretation reading for you to do. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, I already have somebody. Well, I asked a few people for practice, but
we're going to go through it tonight. But let's do this first. Okay. So make sure we're going to take out our Major Arcana cards and our aces, and then put the others aside. And while you're doing that, make sure there's no upside down cards because we're going to be doing readings. Oh my gosh. So now we can get started. I think we still have a couple that are going to jump on. Okay. Make sure your cards are ready. Let's get started. So do you have your Major Arcanas in there and your aces ready? Make sure there's no upside down, and they don't have to be in order. My voice might be a little raw talking. Okay. So once you have those all upright and ready to go, start shuffling them. Hey, Carissa. Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking out all of our Major Arcana cards and our aces. We're going to use those right now. So I hope you guys realize that while we're doing these mini readings, these are all things you can ask and use. Now, me personally, I do the Celtic Cross, and I have a different way of doing it. And the reason why I do that is because that is the blueprint. So shuffle your Major Arcana card and your aces. Put your energy into them. So when I started doing cards professionally, actually Brett just took a picture of my poster. It was for Planet Love. And I used to do mini readings. And when I did the mini readings in the bar, I only used the Major Arcana cards. Planet Love. So once you have your cards shuffled, I want you to tap them 3 times, put them in a pile. And I hope by now you found your way. Like some people like to cut it 3 times. I'll cut it 3 times sometimes when I'm drawn to it. But I like to tap my cards. It just works for me. So I always knock on my deck 3 times. And it's because to me that just opens the world. So in magic, rectangles and the shape of rectangles represent a doorway. And so that's one of the reasons why the tarot is shaped as a rectangle, because each one of, and also why they're framed, because each one represents a doorway. And that doorway is a peek into an event. So now I want you to knock 3 times and then start flipping your cards until you get an ace. And for those that just jumped on, we are using only our Major Arcana cards and our aces. So take them out of the deck and then just shuffle them up. And we're going to turn our first cards until we get an ace. And flip them. And then once you have your ace, take the rest of the cards, put them back in the deck. And some of those cards might have flashed at you. I had the Lovers. Okay, now knock 3 times. So now we know what our power of creation is. This is the first time wearing headphones. You know what? I feel like that guy. Who is that guy? Oh, I don't know, the magic cloth guy. I don't know, some Insta commercial. Either way, okay, shuffle. That wow, sham wow guy. Have you ever? I still feel like him with these earphones on. Oh, but they feel so good. Okay, now we're gonna flip. Okay, you knocked 3 times. Now we're going to cut the deck. Cut the deck. I usually lift mine up until it drops. Now my deck has dropped. Take the first card and flip it over. Ooh, yay. So that is what we are creating right now with our co-creation to the universe. So you want to ace. You want to shuffle put the cards back in. Make sure you shuffle them 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. Just drop and see what drops. Okay. So before we get on to the Major Arcana or to the Celtic Cross, I did want to talk to you about the Major Arcana cards. So when I started doing tarot professionally, it was for entertainment. Okay. Planet Love. I was doing soulmate readings and love readings, and it was in a bar scene. I also did shows, but I learned my tarot doing with Planet Love. I only used the Major Arcana cards. Now, one of the reasons why is because the Major Arcana cards represent destiny. Like if these cards come up, you can't change them. They're you learn this lesson until this card changes. And each one of these cards entertain and give us a power. It's a universal power. And so when we entertain these cards, we receive forces of destiny, and these forces of destiny affect us. They create serious psychological, and they give us amazing connection to our spiritual nature and the things that we are seeking. And this can be shown in the reading. So whenever you're doing a reading, you always want to see what destiny is in play. That means no matter what they care about. Okay, so many times I get people who are focused on the wrong thing in life. And I'm like, oh my God, you're focusing on this and you shouldn't be. Pardon me, I got to take a step. I took that a little far. You're focusing on this, your destiny, your co-creation to the universe is focusing on this. And when you understand what the universe, the flow of the universe is in your life, you can make things happen. Right? And it's like, well, I don't want to focus on career. I want to focus on love. Well, you know what? Love is part of where you need to be, but your career is in play right now, right? And the thing is it's not just one or the other. They're always in play. We're always seeking growth in body, mind, spirit, and emotion. But the major arcana represents the divine power that our higher self wants. And you know, this is really important for me because people don't realize something. Our higher self is our divine self, right? That's our intuition. When we're doing cards, that we're tapping into our intuition. So if our divine self is not active in our life, we're not living our best life. We're not focusing on the things that we desire to create in our life or our way of life. And so for me, you know, it is very difficult to not go in that direction. I believe that if people are coming to me, they are meant to tap into their divine self. I don't believe in anyone outside of my bubble, and I love it that way, and it works for me. And that is the guidance, and my guidance has created the life that I live. And I love my life, and I hold boundaries and carry it a certain way. But I also see people that are, you know, not doing the same thing. You know, I don't want to go to a psychic that isn't successful. I mean, like, what kind of intuition is that? Right? Your intuition wants you to have the best possible life for you. And these cards work as the blueprint. And it's so easy to tap into that because you're not doing it by yourself. That power has to do with the power of destiny. And that destiny that's in play comes through the major arcana. So I want you to look at the major arcana cards as forces of destiny, the influence of the nature of the divine that's trying to influence you or the person's life. So when a major arcana card comes in a path placement in a reading, then it means that that major arcana, that was a major crisis. Okay, and that's really important to remember. Okay, so the past card, if it's a major arcana, represents a major crisis that has occurred in the seeker's life. And that card concerns the situation. And so I also know that, you know, destiny had to kick in there, and that's what path they're on. Right now, destiny is in. Where is destiny taking them from now? What does their path look like? And the other thing is, I lost myself there. If the cards are upright, a significant lesson concerning the self has been learned. So if that past crisis is upright, they learned their lesson. But if it's reversed in the past, with the exception of the devil and the moon, then it indicates that the seeker has refused to deal with self-awareness or reality, and that the matter has been brought to their attention. So I love Major Arcanas. It tells me a lot. And it's always correct. Major Arcanas, you cannot go wrong with. Now, if the Major Arcana have been grouped in the present placement of the reading, and it's like, whoa, I see lots of Major Arcanas, then the seeker is experiencing an intensity of change. And that main intensity is a psychological transformation that's happening in the present. So I always tell people that when the Major Arcana comes up, they're being influenced by their higher self or the divine or the natural law, the universal law that's attached to it, depending on what it is that the universe wants to create. And it is a psychological transformation because it's not just us, right? There's two different minds at work, or more than one connection at work. And any reverse major indicate difficulties in coping with awareness about the self. Okay? Even if you're doing a relationship reading and one of those come up as the self, we're automatically going to seek that reverse on the partner, but it actually has to do with the self. And the upright majors represent an easier integration of new awareness. Wow, it looks like my hair has a feather there. I thought it was a shadow, but I actually have something there. So it's very interesting to take a look at where the Major Arcana is placed. Okay. And so once in a while, if you want to know, like, what is the world creating? Do exactly what I showed you to do today with these two cards. And that's going to show you what your destiny is creating right now for you. And you can tap into that for your skills. And we'll get into it in a minute. So when a Major Arcana cluster appears in the future positions of the Celtic cross, or any future positions in any reading, the psychological and spiritual lessons and connections are coming. They're yet to come, which means the path that they're walking is leading up to that. And most of the time, we'll have the Hermit card there or above us. Okay. And usually, I would advise the seeker that the future cards suggest great possibilities for change and self-help. So if Major Arcanas are coming up, their life has to be more about themselves. Okay, this is like power. There's transformation, and the potential is crazy. Now, each one of these Major Arcanas have a different level of mastery. And that again depends on your level of consciousness. So if you're in a negative mind state and this power is coming in, it might just turn reverse, right? So they always represent the changing possibilities and how we want to be prepared to flow with the opportunities that destiny is presenting us. Now, the future is still in the seeker's hands. And it's like when people say to me, well, I don't believe in the tarot. I believe that you create your own future. Yes, you sure the hell do. That's what I love about the cards. I do the cards on everything. Okay, I do. I love them. But I do have a deck that I use for customers, and I use a deck that is only mine. and it worked for me that way. And I find that until if you are working with one deck, that is good because you want to build the power. These cards are going to hold everything that you've ever seen in them. They get dirtier and thicker and stronger, but so does their spirit. Their spirit sees everything. And so whenever we have lots of future cards, we are being prepared to flow with the opportunities of destiny. Major Arcana cards are never dangerous. And the way that the future is in our hands is through the minor Arcana cards. So anytime I do a reading and I see what minor Arcana cards come up, I do not accept fives in my life, okay? As soon as I see difficulty in my cards or conflict, how do I beat it? What do I need to do? What action should I take? And I do it, and it works. And when people come to you, sometimes they come because they want to know their year. Sometimes they come because they're dealing with things. Like I've been hired to do a full psychic. They didn't like the cards, so I had to stand on stage without my cards and do it. But I had to do psychic readings for the investors of the Olympics. And I had to tell some of them some of the things that weren't going to be prosperous. So people come to you for foresight about things. One of my best customers was a candy shop owner, and they put me on retainer. They just paid me a certain amount every month. And whenever they needed my help, I was just there. I'd answer their call. And it was awesome. So the possibilities of creating something successful is huge. And I do feel that you're drawn to the cards because it is part of your success. And up until now, I've seen a lot of you stepping out there. So for me, my success came from working in entertainment. My success came from working psychic shows. I'll never forget my first one. Okay. Oh my God. But I loved it. I did big, huge flea markets. Like some areas have huge flea markets. I set up tables there and I made crystal necklaces. That's how I started my business. I created crystal necklaces and sold them to retail all over Vancouver, carried them. And then I did my bar thing and I created a customer base, you know, and it is about community. I still have clients from Planet Love. When I started at 19 years old, I still have clients that do readings from me every single year. And so you are creating a community, right? And you're helping people for so many different things. So you want to be open to what it is that they seek. And you also want to seek your success, right? So you want to I want you to focus on your cards this month as the major arcanas. I want you to focus on the power of destiny. Every Monday, which is a moon day, our day of intuition, do this, what we did tonight, okay? So we do have the power to change our future. And if people say, well, I don't believe in it, you know, I believe we have the power to, we do. That's what the minor arcana cards are. We can do anything we want with the minor arcanas, but the majors, we can't. And it's always up to us to open up to our potential. I've seen many people see things and change their destiny by making stupid choices. You know, if we don't tap into our intuition, it closes. Our third eye closes. I've seen people lose their ability, or I've seen people turn their ability into darkness. But if we are always seeking, healing and betterment and excitement and what is our path, you're using the cards correctly. The cards and the communication of the cards match your level of consciousness. So whatever you believe in or whatever you're connected to, that's the type of reading you get. So we have to believe in our personal talents. But our personal talents are about reading the cards. Nothing is on you if you seek the knowledge of the cards. I have no doubts with my cards ever, because I know myself. So when I'm reading, I know what comes to me. It's not me. And you're going to learn that that is the spirit of communication. But the destiny cards are for us to open up to our potential, to believe in personal talent, and to choose to make more fruitful changes for our life. These cards are about self-mastery and personal wealth and freedom. Same with the moon and the devil cards upright, right? These cards care that the seeker is choosing to learn the lesson of the devil of the moon, but also continue to rule it in future circumstances. So we can see things with our cards. So your ace, that aces represent the creation that's in place. And you always want to know, what realm is that? Angelic power. I have the Ace of Cups. So that represents healing, emotions, fulfillment. But if you take a look at that chalice, you're going to see that there's 5 streams. Those 5 streams represent each element: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And the emotional, the healing, the spiritual connection to each one of those directions. So there is great power in water. And there's mastery in the healing of water. And in the old times, it was something that people would create and drink. And then you have your Major Arcana card. Well, what Major Arcana cards did you get? So put them in the chat box if you can. And we'll go over that as we put all of our cards back into our deck. So if you don't have chat and you can't do it, you can show me a picture. Oops. And as I was saying earlier, I don't know if you're getting notifications on the new videos that are getting posted on the playlist. Ace of Cups. So exactly what I described. So you are connecting to the spirit and the emotions on every single level in life. All 5 elements. You got Ace of Swords and Strength. So Ace of Swords represents making correct decisions and holding tight, but also using your strength right now to create what it is that you want. Ace of Wands, so that is future, right? Always looking at the future right now, as above, so below. It is time for you to create who you want to be in the world. How do you want to present yourself? Right? Like, we prepare ourselves for interviews, right? And that's what the ace does. The ace actually wants us to prepare ourselves for whatever it is that we're meant to do. So just like you're preparing yourself for an interview, you have to prepare yourself for the future. How do you want your guy to look at you, right? Like, who do you want to be to him? How do you want your house to feel, right? Have that drive, and you'll see that that's what the Magician card is all about. As above, so below. You're stepping into your identification. And you have the strength, which means, Carolyn, if you have the strength, then you are meant to work with your divine will, like the things that you want to move forward. You have strength all around you. But now it's about trusting it so that you can receive the motion that moves you around. You've already tamed everything you need to tame. And it also shows temperance, someone got there. So that means that you have to hold your vision for the future right now. So there is an actual something that you are working towards, and you do have to juggle a couple of different things to get there. So don't give up on one thing for the other. You have to use all cards right now. And it is, you're in a spiritual channel. The magician, two magicians in play, as above, so below. So same with you, Lorraine. You are in a place of identification. Who do you want to be now? So those ideas are coming to you on every level, mentally, right? Emotionally, how your body wants to feel, every aspect of you wants to connect to your divine self. That's wicked. So whenever we need inspiration and you need to know what the universe is doing, how are they helping me right now? Do that. Just pull 2 cards. That's all it takes. And you'll know what type of energy destiny is doing. I like to do it quite often. Okay, so get your cards into play. Did I get everybody's? I think so. Okay, get your cards into play. And we're going to shuffle them up and do the Celtic cross. So make sure you watch the videos. Now I'm going to be posting from 13 all the way to the world. And the other thing is, as you're shuffling your cards, I want you to say your name 3 times. I find that when I get people to say their name 3 times, the spirit that is guiding them comes forward. And I can pay attention to where they hit me. So when they say their name, sometimes I hear it up here, I feel it here. It works for me. So pick out your 11 cards we're doing. Okay. Oh, I saw mine. Please. So put your Celtic cross out. So I always do the first one to the right. I turn one sideways. I do it below the 2, one underneath that. And then I go to the path of the first 2, the one above it. Then I go to the right of the first 2. And if you look at that image, it actually represents a person. You see how it kind of looks like a stick man? Oh, it does to me. Pull the past and the present down halfway if you don't see it. Okay. And then we're going to go with the last card straight up in a row. Okay. Oh, I got an extra one. Okay. Well, if you get an extra one, it's meant to be. I always place it over to the side. Leave it later for the adventure. Okay. So before I pull over these, we turn over our cards. I want you to look at them. So the first card represents us right now. This is who we are. This is how the spirit sees us. You're lost. Okay, there is a photo of it on our page of the Celtic cross that we're doing. You can go to the Facebook page and see the photo of it. Or if someone knows how to show it. Yeah, there you go. Look at hers. Awesome. So we're just doing the regular Celtic cross, but I want to give you the layers. Okay. So the first card represents who we are right now. And this is how the spirit sees you. So if you're doing your own reading, it's going to be a guiding spirit or it's going to be your higher self. Okay. So flip it over. And this one also represents the next 30 days. So our first month. So we're at the month of April. And what cards did you get? Well, I have the Tower. So because I have a Major Arcana card, I know that destiny is in play right now. So all of my energies are really not of my own. It is a changing circumstance, and falseness is being cleansed. And I love that. I love the Tower card because when the Tower card comes up in my life right now, it tells me that I am being shown who's real and who's not. And it warns me there's falseness around, but my path is also stabilizing to what is truly good for me. And I need to pay attention to my intuition. Okay, let's see. What did you get? Put your significator card down on the chat or show me. Ooh, okay, Two of Swords. So you're in a place where you aren't really meant to make big decisions right now. Hold tight and trust. There is balancing that is taking place for you. You have a good foundation, but you're ignoring certain aspects that can no longer wait. And so this represents an aspect and something that you're meant to be focusing on this month. That's a 30-day thing. That Two of Swords. It's going to run for 30 days in your life, bringing things into balance, and that's going to help you mentally. So you are in a good spot. It's stabilizing. Okay, Carolyn, you have the Moon. So the Moon always represents coming to know yourself. So it does match with the Magician. It means transformation. And you do have to be there's two aspects of yourself, Carolyn. So when you get the Moon card, it means that you're both aspects, your shadow self and your higher self are both in play. And they're both seeking light and transformation. They're in transformation. The Lovers card you got. So relationships and letting yourself connect to everything that's happening right now. And Lovers represent soulmate connections. So not just in love for like, you know, sexual relationship partners, but this represents soulmate partners and connections all around you. And that is awesome. Right now, you're in a place of destiny. So everybody right now has gotten a Major Arcana card pretty much. You got a Death card, so Death and Reverse. So again, something you have to chop and trust. And what I love about the Death card is that the skeleton is the one that's alive, right? He's on the horse. I mean, why do you think live is evil spelled backwards? I mean, people were taught we're suppressed. We're not allowed to live the life that we want unless we create, you know, a certain success or perception. And the Death card represents opening yourself to a new life that you have not lived yet. So I love it. Yes, all the cards. Okay. So the next card, so that's our next 30 days. Okay. The next card to the right of it, that goes into 2 months now. So we're going May and June. Okay. So now those two cards represent 3 months. Okay. So May and June. Mine's the 10 of Wands. So I'm automatically, yes, wealth, exciting. Grandpa's taking care of me. Spirit is around. So I'm in a good place. Let's see what you guys have. Oh, Shauna, 3 things in action career-wise. So that shows 3 money-making things, but it also shows putting yourself out there and being open. So changing circumstances you are being prepared for, and you're already being giving signs for it, but it's about your growth. And it shows opportunities. So be open to some good opportunity. 3 things in 3 months. That's awesome. What else do we have? Let me see. I got to scroll down on this. King of Wands. Oh my gosh. So that's a man. Carolyn, May and June. You got it. You got it for a man. Male energy. It's not even your own. You're just infused by this enterprising dude. So it does show that does have to do with you connecting to someone. Whenever the king comes up in the future, that's someone you're going to meet. So 2 months influence there. And we just did the King of Wands on the video, so make sure you listen to the video of it. But it is someone who is trying to establish themselves. They're enterprising. They have a good view of what they want to do. So that's a good sign. You might meet them through work or what you do. So be open to guys wanting Reiki. Okay, the Magician, as above, so below. So that is where your identification actually meets you. So May and June, you are truly connected to yourself, and all of the tools are on the table for you to move forward. So very good. You're stepping into destiny. Before that was death. So death of your old identification, now the new. Yes, I think you need a little bit of fire. So just know you have 1 month to get ready for that, you know. Okay, who am I missing? Anybody else? So now we're going to be doing the sideways card. Now this sideways card does not have to do with timing, but look at it because this represents the environment. So if you imagine your life and all of the things that are in manifestation, imagine it like a hurricane of all the stuff the universe is making to come your way. That is your environment. So I can see from that card if they are living in a positive or negative environment, if that environment is beneficial for them, and what is that environment doing. We don't let you type to chat. Well, it's okay, as soon as you can. Good, that works. So what is your environment? You have a Major Arcana card. Your environment is in the hands of destiny. And Shauna, yours is an emperor. So you got a male spirit influencing it all, some kind of ancestor that's trying to bring you the stability and the treasures that you seek. So foundational success. And I would plan, because it's the 4, plan your goals for 4 years, because that represents the foundational growth that you're going to have with that spirit. So when it shows up as a person, they are a spirit in play. I have the Knight of Cups. So my influence has to do with a younger male, right? Well, for me, it makes sense. The Knight of Cups, to me, that's my son, and I'm doing nothing but healing. And tomorrow he has an appointment for his gallbladder. So it fits. So it fits with that, right? What do you have, Carissa? Three of Swords is, oh, heartbreak. So there's your environment, right? So Three of Swords represents healing that, severing the ties, of putting the dent in that. Nobody deserves that. You don't deserve that. And the person that you're meeting damn well does not deserve that. You're not meeting someone to save you. You're meeting someone to add value to your life, to lift you up and to give you the life of your dreams. So I can see that it is someone that is meant to heal you, but the Three of Swords is fighting the heartbreak. So break it, pull those freaking swords out for good. And I can't wait to see what your next right card is, but we're not there yet. Carissa, Ace of Wands. So that is opportunity, creation, your abilities coming into play, and making money, your career. Your environment is all about your career and what building your wealth. And seeing the future. So whatever you plan to choose to do right now is going to have an effect on your wealth in the future. Okay, you need a new phone. Let's going to the right or the left. We wanted your right one. So the card, your card number 2 and the one to the side. Oh, I can see it. Okay. Wow. So you have, for the first card, your environment right now has to do with your relationship and your family and your little girl. You can see the cup. So it's like connecting and comfort. But then you're moving into a period of destined power where the high priestess is coming up. And that has to do with tapping into things that you feel are hidden. So your psychic self comes into play. You're meant to tap into your intuition and your career. Look at that. King of Wands comes up. So to me, that represents the influence that's happening around your partner. So you may feel some kind of male energy that is influencing your partner and his work and how he's thinking and his ambitions. So there is mastery that's meant to happen when it comes to that. So it looks like good. They're all good. King of Wands. So they're all good influences, which is good. So that card is never reversed, but it will show you whether it's positive or negative. So let's go to the one that's below it. So the one that's below it is also Knot of Time. This represents our path right now, our foundation. So what you're building your life on. So the Fool card that I see there, your foundation right now is about your personal freedom and setting yourself free. You want a carefree life, and it's not even like complicated. It's just flowing. And you do have all of the things that you need to create that. So you're on a new journey right now, and it's meant to be yours. You're meant to enjoy it. And what do you have? Strength. So your journey is awesome and it's connected to your destiny. So what you're doing is purposeful. You are walking your path, your purpose. Okay, what do we have? Strength is your foundation. And that came up as earlier. So that's taming the wild, moving forward, tapping into that crone wisdom that wants to move you forward, to create your rebirth. And you are still taming chaotic energy. Of course, this is destined. So every step you're walking right now is building your path. So you want to like put your mindset into what it is that you want and what you want to build. There's nothing against you right now, except for untamed energy that needs to be straightened out. So it's really good. So destiny, you're walking your path of destiny and purpose, and you're doing it, and you're tapping into your intuition. It's really good. 7 of Cups, so spirituality. It's all spirit for you. Spirit wants you to experience things. And there's 7 of them, right? They want to show you how you're supported in more than one way. So your path right now is about opening up to the power of spirit to help you, to bless you, to protect you. Okay. Page of Pentacles, that's money. That represents a new beginning and something that does have to do with finances, but it also is going to help your stress out, but as well as help your family. So there is some kind of new money to come around, good, it's something that you need to happen. And I feel like it's unexpected. So I don't know if you're going to receive the unexpected or one of your children are going to receive it. But there's definitely money and family around that is meant to be a new, fresh start. So a good move moving forward for you. That's your foundation right now, family and money moving forward. Okay, let's go to the card to the left. So we're going around the circle, right? What brought you? So this is the path. And usually I find that unless a number shows up, I know what type of, or how long this energy has been in. Okay. So your past card, the Hanged Man, is that what it was? So the Hanged Man represents knowing but not being able to make the changes. So you've been having to like sacrifice, and it's like, when is this done? And you kind of know how to do it, and but you know there's something coming. So I feel like your intuition is trying to get you connected to where you're meant to be right now. And the things of destiny were in place. It was hard. It was difficult. 3 of Pentacles, foundation. Carissa, that represents foundation, or 3 of Carolyn, that's foundation. So your fresh new start, home, creating the life, checking off the list to make sure that everything is now in place for your life and your goodness. So stabilization and finances, building your enterprise. So your life right now and the past had to do with doing things on your own. Shauna, you got the 8 of Pentacles. So that is your list of to do. So that is your plan. That's everything you kind of put on paper. You manifested what you're doing now. And it's awesome because it shows that spirit recognized that you put yourself into a forward direction. You took those chances. Some people are scared to do that. So that's huge. And we have 9 of Wands. So healing, right? Healing and doing lots of groundwork to build your foundation. And what I love about yours is that your 9 of Wands turns into the 6 of Cups. So I see that as dedication from from both of you to create the life that you want. And it's like, when am I gonna get a break? You're almost there. It's part of your mastery. But it does show like you are because it's a 9, your journeys are longer lasting. Like I'm a 9-year too. But there's some people every 3 years, their life changes. And it's like, I want to be you. And it's like, mine's every 9 years. It shows you got lots of 9s and 10s. So you're in a place of mastery too, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the past influence, and you have the World for your past, Carissa. So that represents a whole new beginning, right? Think about how the world, and that is upright, right? This is like your second chance in life for yourself. And it is a positive influence, but it also shows your world did tumble in so many different ways. Like, my God. And it's awesome that you have that. You went through what you needed to survive. And that's why the world is influencing you today. Let's go to the top card. The top card, again, that represents the present. So that top card is your higher self. This is what your divine self, your high priestess self, or the spirit that's guiding you wants you to know. So if you have a major arcana card, there is your divine power. So I see the star card right now. So when the star card comes up, you are meant to seek opportunity as well as fortune. And the 8-pointed star is a very magical because it represents being able to use the power of direction to manipulate your manifestation, working with the cosmos. So as long as you are going after what you want, it's working. Okay. As soon as it turns into, I have to do this for this, and it turns into a survival, you'll find that flatline. You can't be in it. You have to be excited about what you're doing, and you're doing it, and it's good. So I love that you have that card. That's a very good influence. Your higher self is connected to the power you're meant to be manifesting. Okay, who else do we have? 9 of Cups. So that is having fun. It has to do with love, mastery, and connection. So Carolyn, you're getting some cups and wands. So you do have to pay attention to your feelings right now. And because they're the 9 of Cups, it's using your feelings to manifest, right? So Spirit wants you to focus on what it is that will bring you comfort. And the thing is the person that you are meant to connect with has a sentimental aspect to them. They're enterprising, but they're sentimental. And when the 9 of Cups comes up, it means that you're supposed to be in a place of comfort. Okay. So you want to focus on what's comfortable, not what's exciting. Let him bring you the excitement. Okay. But let yourself be set up for something that's going to make you feel comfortable. 9 of Pentacles. We're getting 9. Mastery of money. So you are meant to be standing pretty, Lorraine. You're meant to be standing pretty. So that means that every idea that comes to you is to improve your financial state so that you are free. And it also shows you moving money in some way. So there is a moving, see, if you look at the 9 of Pentacles, there's money on both sides. So the little birdie is telling you to move your money in some direction to better benefit you and your life. So there is a money thing in play for you. 2 of Pentacles you got. So balancing money. Again, that makes sense with a career. Wow. Lots of money, people. And I know why. I got a solution to this. So, and I'll get to it soon. So that represents your higher self. So when you take a look at the top card, okay, and that first card that represents you this month, and the very last card, there is as above, so below. Okay. All of those cards right now, okay, besides the past card, are in play in your life right now. The environment, the message from the higher self, where you're headed in the next 3 months, and the power that every step you're walking is creating. So let's go to the next card on to the left. And that card represents your future. So we have, the next card to the right. Duh. So the next card to the right. Now, again, This represents your future and where you're walking ahead. So we're going into August and September with that card. Okay, so this is what life is like, August to September. Shauna, you are going to have to stand your ground. You got the 7 of Swords. That means that someone is going to try to take from you and that you will have to protect yourself. So that means be careful of someone taking advantage of you. But because it's showing up, it also shows you that something bad is trying to get in before something good. So don't fall for the negativity it creates, because as soon as you deal with that, something better appears. But you are dealing with someone sneaky around in August and September. Okay. And it's in your day. So it's a sunny day when it happens. And we have, oh shit, 10 of Cups. Well, that's good. That's a perfect family. Look at that. So you're excited. There's 4 months of good energy and relationship, right? And family. So that is very good. And it means that what you truly want, you can now have, because that's the promise, right? That's the things that you want. So there is someone in play, and look, your kids are happy, right? And it does represent this person does like the outdoors. So I would get in the habit of going to parks, going to beaches, like check out every park with your kids this summer, like make that a thing. And you have the Hierophant. So August and September, you have to make a decision about something. You're coming to a crossroads. Both things need to be in place. What you actually want and what you need. So you have to play with both, but there is a decision, and there's an opportunity, and destiny is in play. So you are meant to receive some kind of treasure, something that is unexpected, and that will allow you to walk the path that you want. But you are going into a fork in the road. Both will lead to the same place, though. But higher power is in place. And I feel like that is where you're going to feel like your prayers are being answered. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, double the money. You went from a 2 to a 4. So by August, there's some growth, and that's your own thing. So that's pretty exciting. So it shows it's working. Whatever you're doing now is working. So August to September. Let me see, Carolyn, I didn't see yours. Did I? What was your future? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So you look at that. So everything that you are concerned about now is over with. Like these are things that you need to have proof. Things that your mind is like, okay, you mean I don't have to think about this anymore? So by the time you get to July or August and September, you're in a peaceful state and you're no longer carrying those things. And I feel like that's the heavy burden and the energy that you're fighting. And I also feel like that has to do with your health. So it's a good card. That's mastery. It's over, new beginning for you. Your intuition led you to this place of peace. It's good. So there is your first 5 months. Okay. Now we get to the bottom card of the row that goes up. This is 6 months to 12 months up that row. So we go October to November. Each card is 2 months. So this card is not only 2 months, but it's how you see yourself. Oh, I'm seeing myself with many options right now. I've got to balance work. Yeah. You have another Major Arcana card. Oh my goodness, girl. This year is like crazy for you. So October, November, you are going, your path is solidifying. And it makes sense with the thieving that's the month before, because now your path is clear. You can trust that there's nothing fake. It's all good for you. And now your path is shifting. It's like it's cementing so that you've got a solid road to walk on. But your crown and your intuition and your knowingness is what comes into power. So you are meant to experience something. So it's a good one. But if chaos comes, everything that's chaotic has to change for your future. So the tower can sometimes create chaos, but that's the transforming power. We get 2 empresses. So how do people see you? Well, as a mom. Oh no, this is how you see yourself, as a mom, right? That fits. Foundation, protection, like mama bear spirit, but it also represents success, you two. The Empress represents the power of money in the day. And you know what I love about the Empress, and it came up in the page, is the Empress represents the power of Venus. It's a goddess energy. And, you know, goddess Venus rises. Did you know that Venus rises with the morning star and also sets with the moon, right? No, it rises with the sun. It's the morning star. It rises with the sun and sets with the moon. And those are the 2 times you can see it in the day. And Lucifer, the devil, the morning star, was actually Venus. If you actually do research on pre-Christianity and where Lucifer actually came from, they took Venus and turned her into Lucifer. So it's pretty interesting. And that's all before the archangels came into being. So, you know, Christianity had different levels and cultures, and they changed over the years too. And that's why you see the stars all over the Empress. So when the Empress comes around, it represents her power in play, which is love and opportunity and foundation. She is the goddess that protects family, but also rules our sensuality. 8 of Wands, blessings. So you're meant to experience blessings in October and November. You have the Wands card. So people are seeing that a lot of good energy is coming your way, or you're seeing that yourself. You're experiencing it. Okay, let's do the next one. So this is now, we're going into January and February of next year. But remember, this card also sees how people see you, not how you see yourself, how others are viewing you right now. And you got the Knight. So they're seeing, with the Knight of Swords, they're seeing like change. A lot of people are intimidated by it. They don't understand it. It's out of the norm, but they're excited for you. And it shows that it is still in its new stages of building. And it also shows that you're actually helping the husbands. Helping the husbands. And you know what? The men, they're like, oh yeah, look at my girl, right? They get this personal art. But it does show me male, right? The men saying, I want this. So, you know, some of this business is also attracting both sexes for you. So it's a good idea. You know, you are bringing something into people's relationships. I feel like that's why the Knight is, right? You're putting yourself out there, and it's good. Creating change. What else do we have? The Knight of Cups. So we have, oh, and that is an unexpected thing. Remember, Knights are influences. So January, you need your influences again change. Shauna. Making decisions about some kind of change. Carissa, Knight of Cups. So something that you are meant to experience has to do with male energy. I also feel like it does have to do with your son too, something that he's going to be experiencing in January that's really going to bring himself out. But how others see you, they think that you need a man. They do. That's what they want. They want you to have a man. It's time. And it and I also think that that is also your son thinking that. You know, he's going into a place where he's going to want you to like meet someone, okay? And so January is a new influence. There is something that you are meant to be doing, but there is someone coming there for sure. What else do we have? Strength? Is that your, that's how others are seeing you? I mean, that's dead on. Taming the chaos, making sure everyone's okay, being the grandma, the mom, the friend. You're playing all the roles, but it's good for you because it's actually reviving your body, mind, and spirit. Even though you might think it's draining you, that what you're doing is a healing power for yourself. Okay. Okay. And that's how others see us too, right? So the next one we have, and you got Ace of Pentacles. See, I always have to look up there in that little box. So, oh, and Seven of Cups, I see. So I'm a little behind on you. So how you see yourself, well, you're ready to see more and experience more. And Spirit wants you to experience more. So right now, when it comes to, where are we? November and December, those cards have to do with spiritual enlightenment. And there is something, spirit's coming forward to you. You're meant to experience something amazing. And I feel like you are in the dark about it right now. I don't feel it's clear about what is manifesting for you, but the next month you are receiving the Ace of Pentacles. So that's a breakthrough. That's a huge amount of money that has to go to your family and its success and something that you want to do. And people see that as that you guys received this major change in life. And then look at your hopes and fears. You got the fourth. So it's something that is going to be celebrated. And I do feel like that does have to do with your partner and something that he is invoking in his life as well. So that ace represents the power that both of you are creating right now. So people are seeing you lucky and prosperous. Knight of Pentacles, don't forget me. Okay, so you're all these knights coming up. No, I did your pentacle, Knight of Pentacles up there. No, I did it. So yours, and this is how others see you, that you need a man with money, Carolyn. And it does show. You do. But it does show that your Knight of Pentacles does represent someone wanting to do something for you. They're helping you. There's also a goal in play and a location. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're changing some kind of location, but that's definitely taking place. Queen of Pentacles, where's that? For how others see you or the next one? How others see you? The next one. Okay, hopes and fears. So the next one represents our hopes and fears. Okay, I know we're over 9/11, just a minute. Okay, hopes and fears. So whenever I look at that, if I see a positive card, I know, okay, good. My unconscious self is working with power. Yeah, the High Priestess, the Four of Wands, very good influence. You're not working in a place of fear. There's no fears in play. So any fear that comes into your life up until that time is an illusion. Okay, it's not real. Your mind is wanting what it wants. So fears and desires, you're receiving desirous energy. You got the devil. So there is a fear. See, so the devil is going to represent a fear. And that fear represents bondage, not being able to feel your freedom, right? Entrapment and dealing with the devil. Like you are dealing with evil and the devil and you're fighting it. And that's how you feel. But what's before that is where the power is of what's fighting it. So everything that led up to that, right? What's around it, you can see the power around that that's helping you. And the Six of Swords, Carolyn, there you go. That's a fear in play, right? You've got the swords. It's a mental thing. That's what you're fighting. And when we know and look at it and it's like, oh my God, like, yeah, I can see where that's relating in my life. Our higher self recognizes it to help us. That's why we want to look at our hopes and fears. So you have the Six of Swords, and that represents making a decision, right? It's the mind, right? The sixes, the mastery of the sixes is the lovers. So there's things that you have to change for the mastery of the lovers to come forward, and you're fearful of that. And it's okay, but that is being worked out. So you actually want the opposite of your fear, and that's what you have to focus on. Same with the devil. You have to focus on, the saving spirit, right? The devil isn't going to fricking attack me. I know that it's a mental thing. So I'm going to focus on, the healing power that's fighting that. I don't believe in the devil, right? I don't believe that that's happening. And that just means you have to take control and power over it. So hopes and fears are serious and they do get in our way, right? So for me, I got the Hanged Man. Well, my hopes and fears, I procrastinate. Like I have so much stuff that I gotta, when I take my 3 days off, I'm still working. So for me, my Hanged Man knows all of the things that I have to do, but I don't have enough time. And that's my issue, right? My hopes and fears that I'm going to miss opportunities and deadlines. What else do we have for? I think we got all of those, right? Okay, let's do the outcome card. So this is this time next year, your most likely outcome. I got the Six of, oh, I love this card. Look at that. The Six of Swords. So to me, I'm like, right on. It totally fits with my life. My husband making, lots of money for me and moving me away from difficulties so I can just relax. I told him I need to retire in 5 years. Make it happen. The High Priestess. See, that is taking control. And, when we take control over things, it doesn't mean we have to be in a place of power all the time. In actuality, we have to go into a place of neutral. When we are neutral, when we go into a place where we can relax and look at the cards, your higher self comes into life. And that's what's important, because the more we can tap into our higher self, the more power we have in our realm. And that's what the cards do. So this time next year, you feel like you've mastered and beaten the devil that is now below you, which is awesome. Okay. Seven of Cups. So that is your outcome, is your spiritual lesson. There's 7 things that you have to experience to receive. And that is part of your experience, and it's spiritual. So you are on a spiritual journey, and it has to do with showing you new doors that are opening in your life. We have, Caroline, you have the Cup. So that represents, well, the mastery that you're going to receive with your husband. So this time next year, he is experiencing opportunity and growth. And it's like, yeah. And it gives you a break. And Shauna, you got the Temperance card. So this time next year, another Destiny card. See, so what you'll want to do is you got to count all of your Destiny cards and add it up. And the last class told you what that means because you have so much in play. So that Temperance card actually matches with what already came up with you, right? Because that was with your ace, right? There's the outcome. I mean, I love that connection. So you've reached where they want you to be this time next year. That's wicked. We have the Strength card. Your outcome is strength, Carissa. That's awesome. There's mastery in everything that you want. So it's like you did it. You broke through. It's like you don't think a certain way anymore. The world is now working with you, not against you. That is how you're going to feel. That's what I feel when the strength card comes up. Like I beat it. Right now I can move on. I can hone anything that comes my way. Okay. So before we go, I do want to share with you, I know we have one more class. I want to try to move the class to 9 o'clock next month if we can, because at 8 o'clock, well, starting at 7:30, I want to do a psychic circle with you. Now, this is completely your choice. But like I said earlier, when I created my career, I did shows, okay? And I put myself out there. And this is a professional tarot class. So I thought one thing that I want to do is create a psychic circle where we're all doing readings for people, okay? This is going to be a paid event and we split the profit. So whoever joins in, we split it. If there's 4 of us, we split it 4 ways. And I think over a few months, it will build up, right? And depending on how many people, then it depends on how many readings we do, right? So in the first one, say we only get 5 people, $25 a person, we get 25 bucks each, but we're only going to do, we'll do a longer card than when we have 20 people. So I do want to work the event up so that we have 20 people present on our event and we're all doing a reading. So basically, we just take turns pulling a card, okay? And some of you are going to be super scared, but you don't have to be because I'm here and I want you to get your pages up. So if you are going to be doing readings for people, we want to have those pages, message me them or post them on our tarot page even, because I want you all to be hosts, right? I want you to build your business and it'll be fun. So I know, Lorraine, I was so scared, okay? I've got your back, okay? And there's nothing to be scared of. You guys have cheat sheets, you have the workbooks, okay? And the terrifying part is just talking, okay? But we're only going to focus on one card, okay? And then I'm going to do another one that is oracle reading. So I want you to blend your tarot reading with an oracle card, okay, at the end. So now, when I do my readings, I use 3 different decks. I use my soul cards. These soul cards I've had since I was 20. These ones. They're like so worn. They feel wrinkly, but I love them. So I use these. They're called soul cards. They don't come with a book. You have to interpret them psychically. I use my regular tarot and do the Celtic cross, but I do layers on it. First, I look at that entire year that I showed you. And I do the reading on what I see happening in each year or in each month. Then I do the influences of each card. and I read that. After that, I take my Celtic cross further and I read each pentacle. There's the journey of the pentacles, there's the journey of the cups, there's the journey of the sword, and then I do the journey of the destiny, Major Arcana. So you can always build and build on your readings until you get to an hour, right? Then you want to add your Major Arcana cards, and that represents even more, right? So I want you to practice doing a card, okay? And I'm going to post something up for tomorrow's class. Just pick a card during the day or at night. But let me know if you want in on next month's Psychic Circle, and I'll get all the details up, get your pages together, because it's time to go out there. You're ready. You're all ready. Now it's just about speaking, okay? And you know what? These people that are coming, they just want to know what you have, what cards they're getting, okay? So they're not coming to judge you. They do not care about, if you have this sticking up, they don't care. They just want to hear what the guidance is, okay? So we're going to do that if you want to join. If not, classes at 9 o'clock, and we can talk about it as well after class. So we're going to meet. And then every month on the 11th, I'm doing a psychic circle. So I hope you plan to book that in to help build your business. We're going to do very little reading, right? Like one card. It's going to be on Zoom, right? But if people want more, then they'll know how to contact you. Okay? So let me know if you want in. Yes, you see them. I got so much fun. Now, if you don't want to, and you want to just sit and you're unsure, if you're unsure, you can leave your screen off and I'll know, okay? But try it, okay? And if you get stuck, I know how to just trust me. This is time. It's time. You took this class to do this. So we have a month to prepare. And I have all of the major arcanas are going to be going up this month. So you won't have anything missing. And all you need is like 1 minute. 1 minute. And you can do one card. And if you don't have enough information, do 2 cards. You can add it. Nobody's going to know. Okay? And then when we do the oracle one, it's going to be even funner because all of us will have a different oracle card. So someone might have a goddess one, someone might have a fairy or a healing. It'll be so fun. So anyway, I want to get you started on your success. I see you guys putting your stuff out there, and I think it's time. So let's have some fun with it. I'll back you up. You have nothing to be worried about. Okay? So I can see all of your faces. If only I could do it before and after. You got to break the ice sometimes. So people are not going to know you're newbie. Okay. That's the other thing is I'm creating a psychic circle with my group of psychics. We are ready to give you a reading. Nobody is going to think you're new. Okay. So don't come in there thinking you're new. Okay. So if you absolutely do not want to do it, you don't have to. But I do hope you do one of these months. And the ones that come on, I will be so pleased. And you can start making money. Think about that. If we had 20 people, right, pay $25, we're walking away with what, 200 bucks? I don't even have a calculator. I feel like an airhead. But that's a good. When I did readings for Planet Love, I was making $1,000 a night just doing readings. And I had to sit like a gypsy in a booth. You should see me. And it was just quick readings, one after the other. I was lined up all the way down Gravel Street in Vancouver. And I had a tip jar and I walked away every Wednesday with like $2,000 to $3,000. And when I worked on my psychic line, it was called Kasamba. It no longer is there, but I used to work on a psychic line. My name was Wise One. Okay. And I did readings. I started at 99 cents a minute. And then as I built my confidence, I worked my way up to $6.99 a minute. And I was so freaking addicted. Not only was I making $6.99 a minute, that was US. So every reading that I did for 10 minutes, I knew I was at $60 US. I was addicted. I got so addicted to the money. I was like, cha-ching. Like I was on the first internet psychic line. I got so addicted that I cannot handle the phone ringing anymore. Like when I hear the phone, I cringe. So I don't talk on the phone because it just got so too much. But holy was that, like that was fun. So once you get yourself out there, it's fun. And every time you do it, you're going to feel good. You're connecting to spirit. So really consider this, okay? And don't worry about it. Let's practice and have fun, okay? So with that, I'm gonna pull a card on us doing a psychic circle. And I'll have others join, the future class will join, right? But let's do this. But I want to work it up to 20 people. And then once we have 20 people, we might have to do a second night. Then all of a sudden we're doing, 2 nights a month. Friendship. Like how awesome is that? So that's my exciting news. Okay. So tickets will be sold for 25. I'll get all the details, send you if you want in. I want your psychic page. If you don't have a psychic page, you don't need one. But maybe you want people to contact you personally. It doesn't matter. However, so we'll do this. I'll let you go. Ponder it. Shit your pants about it. Get over it. And then join me for some fun. I'll let you go. Many blessings. Have a great month. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.